Guillermo in California, how are you? You're on with Jenna and Matt.
Hey, hello, Matt.
Hi.
I have a question. Like, how come you guys believe in world history and you don't believe in biblical history?
Because I believe in whatever world history actually is supported by the best available evidence, and biblical history isn't that. The Bible's not a history book, even though it includes historical claims. It'd be like me saying, it would be like me writing an autobiography that says, hey, I was born in 1969, I graduated high school in 1987, I saw an alien spacecraft in 1989, I can raise the dead, men are inferior to women, don't eat shrimp. That's not a history of me, just because a couple of things in there are accurate.
Okay, but in history books, we see things that we don't know of. I mean, that we have no proof of. But
like what?
And
I don't count the Bible as a history book.
Do you think that we find history books and then go back and try to verify everything that we find in them?
No, but because sometimes there's proof.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Has the Bible got proof for the things that I reject? Because I haven't seen it.
Well, the Tower of David and...
The Tower of David?
That's the thing.
Hang on. The Tower of David? What Tower of David? I'm not familiar with that story.
Wait, Tower of Babel, I'm sorry.
Oh, the Tower of Babel. You mean that obviously fictional story that could not possibly be true? That at one point in time, the entire earth was of one language and they all got together and said, hey, let's never leave each other. Let's build a city with a tower in it. And then God supposedly came down and confounded their language. That obviously bullshit story. You want to put that up as if it's history? What's the evidence for it?
Oh, it's in the Bible.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Why should we believe the Bible?
Because that's history.
No,
but
it's
says
not.
Who? Hold on, says who?
Go ahead.
What?
Like, if I were to find a history book on a table, I just find a history book, does that mean that everything in that book is true? Because I said it's history.
Supposedly, I believe.
Why would you just accept anything that I have to say?
I don't know. I'm just saying, because everything I learned in school, like every kid is taught in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's up to them to verify if it's true.
Right.
Well, actually, in elementary school, we should not be teaching that the Bible is true or a history book. That's actually against the law.
I didn't hear that you said that they were teaching the Bible. I heard that they were teaching you that they give you information and they're teaching you to verify that this information is true before you believe it, right? So you've gone through and verified everything in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So you've been to Babel?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really. Yeah, I know that because it didn't exist.
No, those are kind of like metaphoric.
I was one of those.
You know what history books don't tend to contain? Metaphor, simile, dragons, moral instructions. Those things aren't part of history books. History books tell you about history.
That's why, yeah, the book of Revelation is like an acid trip.
Yes.
And that's proof that it's a history book?
Actually, that's a future book, but.
Right.
But still, there's things in the Bible that are true.
Yes, there are.
There are also things in Harry Potter that are true.
That list of 6 things I read to you, 2 of them were true. But that doesn't tell you whether the other 4 were. Do you think I can raise the dead?
Maybe.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No. Do you really believe that?
No.
No, but that's the thing is we're not playing games. Like, we're being serious. We really don't believe it.
I know that. But okay.
And we don't know why you do.
No, I don't believe it.
Do you like shrimp?
You don't believe the Bible? You don't believe the Bible?
Wait. Oh, yes, I do. I mean,
okay.
I do, but like I say, a lot of it are metaphors.
How am I supposed to know which one's a metaphor or not?
Because it's common sense.
I don't believe that. I don't do very well with common sense.
You started this conversation by claiming that the Tower of Babel was real and historical, and then when I pointed out that that was ridiculous, then you wanted to claim it's metaphor. So if it's a metaphor, how did we actually get different languages?
Because, well, my wife goes to my wife studied the Bible a lot, and she's told me that God, like, as a punishment for all the people, he gave us like a curse so everybody wouldn't understand each other.
Why should anybody believe your wife?
Because it's not her words. Those words are in the Bible.
No,
do you believe
they're
in
not.
curses? Do you believe in curses?
Curses?
Curses.
No, now I don't.
So why would you
Your
believe
wife
that?
wasn't telling you the truth?
I know that back in the Bible days, everything was different.
So you think that curses used to exist, but now they don't?
I know that there's stories of witches, and I don't know about that either.
How do we find out?
But, huh?
How do we find out?
Well, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah is not an answer to Jenna's question. Jenna's asking you, how would you go about finding out the truth?
Hey, how do we find out if there actually used to be witches? Like, so in the old days, they actually did believe in witches, and they actually killed people because they believed that they were witches. Actually, this is a fascinating, I mean, it's actually went on a long time, but how do we know if they were or were not witches?
And specifically, Jenna's asking, how could we tell if they had some sort of magical powers? Because we understand there are people who identify and label themselves witches right now. But if the purpose is to identify a witch who has powers,
right? I mean, like that has a voodoo doll that can actually manipulate physics and do magic.
yeah, how would we demonstrate that?
I have no clue.
Yeah. Maybe you should stop believing things that you don't have a clue in how you could possibly test. Maybe you should just say, until such time as there's actual good evidence for it, I won't believe that.
Okay, then I guess you got me again.
Okay.
Okay, then. All right, Matt.
Thanks, Guillermo.
Thanks. That was fun.